Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey, Scope fans. We are back, episode 183.
There you go.
Adam is back for show 2 in a row.
It's really easy. You guys provide a very welcoming environment. So
That's what we try to do.
That's what the fruit basket is for.
yeah,
To welcome you in.
Green
Yeah.
room is in excellent shape. Yet again.
What is Adam's favorite fruit in a fruit basket?
I'm kind of a simple guy, actually.
Yeah, we knew that.
Banana or apple. I like grapes. I like grapes a lot. I'd say grapes.
Are grapes a typical fruit basket?
I don't know.
Fruit?
What's in a fruit basket? I've never been given a fruit basket, I guess.
Neither have I.
A coconut? Always. There's always a coconut.
Coconut.
Always a coconut.
But how do you open a
Probably some
coconut?
passion fruits.
An uncut pineapple.
Excellent.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Finger food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And an uncooked ribeye oftentimes finds its way into my fruit baskets. It's, it's mixed it up.
It's a premium cut of meat. It lets you know the people you care.
So probably fruit that does not need refrigeration. That's why you're
Probably.
saying grapes would not be in
yeah,
there.
grapes
Okay.
are borderline
Yeah.
on that.
No, grapes should be refrigerated.
Wow, Mr. Produce over here.
Produce should be stored the way that it is at the grocery store.
Are grapes refrigerated at the
They're in a chilled case. Yeah.
They are chilled. I mean, they're pretty chill. I mean, they turn into wine after
Yeah.
all.
They chillax and then they turn into wine.
This is not how I thought the start of the
This
show
is how
would go.
wine-
The produce
This is how
commentary.
winemaking works, and you know? You put the grapes in a chill room with some relaxing music and low lights and maybe a bong, and eventually they just squish themselves.
What about you, Jared? Do you
And
like a
ferment
good
themselves.
papaya? Papaya? You a
I don't
papaya
know.
guy?
I
Papaya?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I've ever had
You
a
ever had a
papaya.
papaya? Papaya, see?
I don't know. I like your strawberries. I like your melons. I don't know if these are in fruit baskets. These might be more in a fruit bowl, but
What about a kumquat?
I've never had a kumquat.
Kumquats
fun
are
to
like
say,
a
though.
tiny little orange. that you
Kiwis.
eat
I like
the peel.
kiwis a lot.
He was all right. I'm weird about bananas. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a banana. Usually I get about halfway through a banana. I'm like, that's enough banana.
They don't stay well either.
Are you talking about bananas or something else?
Bananas.
Okay, there's no... Okay. Little blackberry? Like a good blackberry?
They're too big.
Raspberry?
Raspberries are better.
Strawberry?
Strawberries are
Strawberries are the best.
I don't eat the berries. Mandy can't have them, so I just tend
Why
to.
can't she have them?
It's allergic.
You know, strawberries
God,
aren't a real
dump
berry.
that lady.
Strawberry it's cranberry. That's not a real berry.
What about boysenberry?
I don't know about boysenberries.
What about a schnozberry?
What about brickleberry?
Raspberries?
Love a good brickleberry.
Cranberries are not real.
Isn't that the cartoon with Rob Riggle?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cranberries are from a bog.
They're from a bog.
They're not from a vine. They are unrelated.
Cranberries.
In other news,
I'm learning all sorts of things about fruit.
They
Another
were,
news-
they were put there by a man. He put them
Oh,
in a can.
did he? And it was
A long
Would you put it?
time.
Wait.
Would you put a
did he do it in
tomato?
a factory downtown?
That's where. Yeah, that's where I did that.
Oh.
What about a
I
tomato?
don't
Would
think
those
we're
be
talking about cranberries.
would a
I think we're talking
tomato be
about
found
peaches.
in a fruit basket? I mean, that's arguably a fruit.
It's not arguably. It is.
Oh my!
Here we go.
Do fruits have
Pluto's
to
a
be
planet too. Then, God damn
Yeah.
it.
Guys, in other news, peanuts aren't actually nuts.
And here's a
They're
fun.
legume.
They are legumes.
And here's a fun fact: scientists don't actually know what Pluto looks like.
Right.
I saw it on Uberfacts this week.
I saw it on something last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. That's when
I saw it 3 weeks ago.
He's like a yellow dog, isn't he? He's like,
like a Labrador.
sure.
You think Pluto is a
like Goofy
Labrador?
No, he said you're like a yellow dog.
What? Hey
Pluto.
guys. Scope show.
What's coming up on the show, Shane?
Guys, we've got an interesting show. This is a terrific episode. I'm looking forward to telling the tale of Adam and my similar medical nightmares. We do that once a year or so, where for some reason we have a.
What was it last year? Gastrointestinal related
Oh,
issues.
excuse me, I'm choking on my own fear.
What we don't talk about is my cybernetic implants that I get
Excuse me.
It's time for
frequently.
me. I'm stepping up as the host of the Scope show.
I'm upgrading.
Finally.
Shane's dead.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Adam and I, a couple years back, a year back, we went through cameras into our bellies and our butts, and I don't even know what happened, but it was a scary, scary thing. This time around, we've got lasers in our eyes.
This time we volunteered for
We
it.
did. This is something we decided to do, and Adam actually got me to do it, which is even worse. There
For
we go.
money.
for money. Adam actually made out like a bandit on this.
Hey, you did too.
In his typical religious fashion,
Yes.
he's getting me for cash.
Yep.
So that'll be very, very exciting. I also, quickly, Jared,
Yes.
we didn't talk about this last week.
You're
but,
taking too much time. Go ahead.
CONvergence. We normally spend a show talking about CONvergence.
Yeah.
This time around, we did something different.
We did.
Tell our listeners and our viewers what we did and how they can see it.
We're talking about that now?
Yeah, let's talk about that now.
Okay. We did some stuff.
Yes.
And things.
No,
Because I want to talk about two things in the B block. Your stuff and our stuff.
Okay.
And then I want to just make sure that people know what we did for
So
CONvergence.
this time around, I decided to do it on video, and so I just sort of did it as a video log, or a vlog, as I like to call it.
Or vlog is
as
how I call
vlog.
it. That's the real term.
Sure. It's the Vlog brothers. Anyway, so I took footage throughout the day at the various events that I went to and in our hotel room where we talked directly to the camera, and then I mashed it all up together into a series of 3 videos that you can see on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
They are the CONvergence Day 1, 2, and 3 vlogs, youtube.com/The Scope Show. I hope you enjoy them. I kind of did a lot of it's done in montage, and I was going for sort of an impressionistic vibe. Like, I didn't want you to necessarily see everything in crisp detail. I wanted it to sort of mash together, especially in the evening party scenes, because that's sort of the feeling of what it's like.
Yep.
It's a lot of sensory input, a lot of different things going on that just all kind of blend together. So
I felt it played like a story you might see on Entertainment Tonight or the E! Network, where they go, hey, we're going to cover the premiere of 23 Jump Street. And then they go and they're going and talking to people and fast forwarding through where they're walking and stuff like that. It definitely had a very info news-tainment feel, and I think that it worked perfectly.
yeah.
Did you just break news that 23 Jump Street is going to come out?
I will not confirm or deny that, but
Interesting.
I did say 23 Jump Street.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who are
Jared.
You? Yes, Adam.
Oh, damn it.
How
Dang it.
much video did you
I
have
totally
to...
forgot my gag.
That's right. There you go. How much video did you have to record for that? Because they were about 15 minutes each. Right?
Yeah,
each day?
they were like 15, 12, and 11 or something like that. There wasn't a lot that I cut out. I
Okay.
mean, there was probably maybe a half an hour video total per
Oh,
day.
okay. That's not bad. I was just wondering if you felt like you were not experiencing CONvergence because you were viewing it through an LCD screen.
I tried not to do that. I tried not to like sit there and document complete events. I would try to get like the start of it. Like, so we went to Joseph Scrimshaw's comedy show, and I got him walking out on stage, and then I turned it off. I'm like, I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
And for like PowerPoint karaoke, I captured like their first 3 slides of each performer before I had to leave, and that was it. Then I enjoyed the rest of it. So I really just tried to catch snippets of it. I wasn't there to document entire events. I was there to sort of check in and show people what we were up to. So for the party rooms, my method was to record the entrance to the room, and just kind of get like, this is what we're seeing, and then turn it off.
And every time Shane and Carrie fought, you wanted to record all those.
Not every time. I just got a couple.
Yeah. That would have been a whole other segment of about an hour's worth of stuff. And it was a great segment. All right. So there we go. CONvergence.
I'm going to miss this most, Shane, when you do a little look down under the glasses.
I will not miss that.
Check out
anymore.
those videos, youtube.com/The Scope Show. I think you'll enjoy them, and you'll get a picture of what it's like for us to go to CONvergence.
Yeah. I think it captures what CONvergence is pretty succinctly, actually. So I look forward to some comments and some feedback on that, Luke Ski. So everybody, as we said, we've got a great show. Ab and I are going to talk about Lasik. Jared's going to talk. He's got his own special surprise topic he's going to talk about. It's going to be very, very exciting. And Jared is going to be rocking the sexy librarian look the entire show. I can't keep my hands off of him. You're lucky you're sitting all the way over there, Jared. You're very, very lucky.
Twiddle a pencil around a whole bunch.
Twiddle a pencil. Pretend like you're looking through a card catalog. Like, just go like this.
Talk about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yep.
The Dewey Decimal System is a system of organizing books. Use it to use decimals.
Okay, we'll talk about LASIK next week. Jared's going to be talking Dewey Decimal System all of this episode. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll be back with 183 and our medical horror stories right after this.
This is the Fump.
There's an app for that. Download them for $1 in nothing flat. Whatever you need, you know it's guaranteed. There's an app for that. There's an app for that.
Joker Black Mask and the Penguin, Batman Arkham Origins. Oh hey look, prequel time again. It's not exactly Batman Begins. Joker Black Mask and the Penguin, Batman Arkham Origins.
What to see do you suppose?
Hell babes taking off their clothes.
I want to see some of those.
Let's watch ladies decompose.
There's swinging music playing, there's stripping and decaying. If you know what I'm saying, it's Satan's burlesque.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Salty food, almost paradise.
Down, officer down. What happened? Officer down, officer down. My name is Officer Down of the Special Police. You're all under molest.
Hey, Scope Fanatics. Adam.
Fanatics.
They love it, Jared. People that are with us, they're fanatics.
You're either with us or against us.
Absolutely. So Jared's back, Adam is back, I am back, and it is indeed time to catch up with your Scope hosts. Adam and I have a very intertwined story.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. It's got all the great aspects of a story that you're going to want to listen to over and over again. It's got intrigue. It's got horror. It's got comedy. It's got drama.
I don't know that mine has any of these. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wow.
We're hyping it up, and you're not helping.
Oh, okay.
Your headband's too tight.
Right.
That's all I'm
there
gonna
was
say.
an AIDS scare.
There was an AIDS scare.
Yep.
Wow. I can't wait to hear.
Or maybe there wasn't. I don't know.
This would be exciting.
But, so, Jared, should we tell our story, or should we let you lead off?
I think yours is going to be the better part of the show, so let's get that
All right.
after. So we'll do mine first.
Oh.
Okay. Jared, so we'll come back to our story
Yeah.
after the break. Jared.
No.
Oh, no breaks?
No breaks.
Okay, Jared.
So we're
kick
just
it off.
this is our catch up.
Yeah, we're
checking in and
catching
see
up.
what's going on. So
Yes,
now I wanted
yes.
to catch up. A couple episodes back, we did our summer 2014 TV preview. And
Was
we're
Adam here for that?
Adam was not. So I'll be curious to get his input as well. We talked about the shows we were checking out and shows that were coming up that we were going to check out, and we had some stuff that we were interested in. So now I'm curious. Now that we're a few weeks on,
Yes.
have we checked these out? Are we
Yes.
sticking with them? How do we feel about the summer TV season?
Yes. So the shows that we said we would definitely be checking out, Jared, as I recall, were the Leftovers.
Yes. Leftovers.
Leftovers was high on the list. We said that we may check out maybe The Strain.
Mm-hmm.
We said we maybe with leaning towards no, but we might check out the new Halle Berry show,
Extant.
Extant.
Mm-hmm.
I said that I would check out the comedy. Yes, it's a comedy. Is it called This Is Sweden?
Welcome to Sweden.
Welcome to Sweden.
Correct.
That's done by Amy Poehler's brother, Doug Poehler. Doug Poehler, great guy. And I think that was about it.
I mentioned the new FX comedy with Nat Faxon and Judy
Okay.
Greer, Married.
Okay, so where do you stand on that? What have you checked out?
I have
All of those?
I have checked out all of those except for The Strain. I just couldn't bring myself to watch The Strain.
Oh, that started?
It
Yeah,
started last Sunday. Well, a few Sundays ago as this episode goes up. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it for whatever
Yeah.
reason. And then I saw that the recording was an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm like, can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
out.
too much time. Too much to do.
So you didn't check it out either?
I did
obviously?
not. I did not
much
check it
tuna.
out.
And you know what? In retrospect, it's like I was kind of going just solely on the Guillermo del Toro name.
Yeah.
And I realized that I'm not really a horror fan.
No.
So there's no reason for me to check this show out.
From what I've heard, the show is not particularly deep.
Yeah.
Visually, it has some terrific moments, but it's sort of a loosey-goosey, horror-based show that's not really going to give you much more than that. Is that a fair thing to say? Maybe that's what the critics are saying. And I just, time is fleeting, Jared. I mean, summer's zooming by.
I put too much on my plate for the summer as far as TV shows go. So
All right.
for me, it had to make cuts. I've already cut like The Last Ship. I started watching that, and it's not going anywhere. I chopped that out.
Gotcha.
It just got renewed, as did Falling Skies, and I enjoy Falling Skies more than I did The Last Ship.
Falling Skies last season next
Yep.
season. So now I might have to
So
be
now
in
you just
for
have to stick it out.
Yeah, I think I might have to do that.
So we talked The Leftovers. Leftovers we were going to both check out. And Adam, I think you've checked this out
I've
too.
watched
haven't you?
the pilot.
You've watched the pilot.
It's an absolutely polarizing show. I know people that hate it. I know people that love it. I'm leaning more towards the love than I am the hate on it.
Up through episode 3,
Yeah.
I think episode 3 is a turning point where it starts to get into great territory.
Sure. It's a very challenging program. There's no doubt about it. It's dark. It is really about dealing with the loss of people in your life, how the world responds to that loss, and how religion shapes that loss. It's a really heavy religious component, and not necessarily just traditional religion,
Right.
But how people almost create their own to deal with the loss of, if it's 3 to 5% of the population randomly disappearing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nothing really good up to episode 3 happens to anybody at this point, and it's kind of sad,
The third episode,
but compelling at the same time.
The third episode sort of takes a different construction, and it follows largely just one character.
Yep.
The Reverend character played by Christopher Eccleston, and that was a great episode.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that, and I'm hoping that it continues to be on this path.
Yeah, you get glimpses of him in the first episode and a little bit in the second, but you really come to understand him in the third. And his story is harrowing and fascinating and extremely tension-filled. So you're going to want to get to that third episode, Adam, as soon as you can.
What's your take on it, Adam?
I like it. When Mandy read the book 2 years ago, I want to say, and I liked the concept.
Yeah.
Of, you can argue what the story is about, the mystery or whatever, but it read to me, or her description, and then the pilot definitely, it seems more like it's about coping. It's about, this mysterious thing happened, but it's really about how people deal with that thing.
I mean, full disclosure, you don't find out why they go. It is just a device that propels the story forward.
Yep.
It is only about coping, and then sort of some of the weird things that people go through, and some of the mundane things that people might go through. It's a little bit more dramatic in the show than it is in the book, I think, but still, it is. Yeah, it's about the coping mechanisms that you have to develop and you deal with.
Yep.
I was on the fence with episode 1. I didn't really find myself enjoying that one at all, but it's gotten progressively better, so I'll stick it out.
He's in.
I'll stick it out. So what else did we have on our lists?
Can we talk about, you mentioned Married, and
Yes.
You're the Worst, and they just premiered this, well,
Few
2
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah. I didn't watch You're the Worst. I watched Married, and I thought it was fun.
I expected to like Married more.
Yeah.
I liked Nate Faxon. I liked Judy Greer a whole bunch. I liked.
Plus, there's Jenny Slate's in it.
Yes.
Other people.
Yeah, but I liked You're the Worst way more.
Really?
I really liked that movie. Show.
Okay.
I can imagine that will be a show that most people don't like.
What did you like about it?
I liked the concept of two undateable, horrible people finding each other and realizing that potentially what they have together is a good thing.
It's like your story with Mandy. I mean, it's like it comes to life.
Yeah.
So they're better undateable people than that terrible NBC sitcom Undateable.
I never watched that, so
Nobody
it's hard
did.
for me. Okay.
Nobody did.
may be watching this either, though. So
Okay, I may have to check that out because I was sort of curious about that one too, but I didn't.
I don't even know. I didn't even know who was in it. So
I'd never heard of any of the people.
Nobody even knows.
gotcha. I don't know
A
much.
British guy and then a girl that kind of looks like Isla Fisher.
You know what? I did see a trailer
Okay.
for that or something. A
So
commercial.
let's talk about the other big summer one, Extant. Did you end up watching it, Shane? Did not.
Negative.
Adam?
Nope.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, and it's not bad, but it's a little bit boring. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for it to either get spooky in some fashion or find some sort of interesting thread that I can latch onto. But
Yeah.
it's just sort of, I don't know. I'll give it another episode, and we'll see how it goes from there.
What about Welcome to Sweden?
Welcome to Sweden is another one I'm having trouble with. It's very well reviewed. People seem to really like it. And
It's an odd show.
It's very strange. And I have a hard time with shows that I have to read a lot of subtitles.
Yeah, it's I would say at least half of it's spoken in Swedish, so you have to read it.
Yeah,
and
which makes it hard to sit there and read Twitter while you're watching the show.
And the show, it has this aura of it being, sweet and in the countryside and sort of mellow.
Yeah.
But then they have like these weird sex scenes in there that just come out of nowhere. Like, whoa, this is an 8 o'clock show and there's blowjobs going on and there's, doggy style. Right? I mean, you're seeing it was kind of shocking. Like I was genuinely surprised that they would do that.
I agree.
It's sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just sort of bland. It's interesting because they have.
You just described Sweden.
There we go. But at least in the pilot episode, they set it up with some really kind of quirky, weird Swedish characters, and then they just sort of ignore them. They're not there in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah,
it's more the story about the American that comes to Sweden and him dealing with his Swedish girlfriend's parents, but the rest of the weirdness kind of went out the window the second 2. So I was hoping that they would bring more of that in. You want to see some quirkiness. And it's just not there right now. And I don't really know what to make of it.
And I don't think they actually do a good job of dealing with this relationship between the 2 main characters.
Yeah.
Because the whole show is them responding. Well, mostly it's him responding to the quirky Swedish sensibilities. And there isn't much in their relationship to really make me go, oh, these 2 really should be together.
Yeah, like why
would
together?
You go to Sweden for her? There just isn't. There's not a lot there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'll stick it out. I mean, it's really low. Other than the having to read subtitles, there's not. It's a sitcom.
Yeah.
It's 22 minutes a week.
Well, and
it's easy to deal with.
I love the concept. Like the main character's job was he was an accountant to famous people. So like, here's a great idea. You've got this ability to have cameos and weird stuff, but all of the famous people are in America. He's in Sweden. So
they had Will Ferrell.
They had Will Ferrell, but that was. I mean, how often can you do that?
No,
like, oh, there's more celebrities in Sweden. It just doesn't work that way.
But he loves it there, Shane. He loves it at Sweden.
Yeah, and even Will Ferrell's role was sort of.
I kind of like that.
He should just
fine, but it
just
wasn't.
Skype with them.
Yeah,
or FaceTime.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still in on it. It's a half-hour show. It's not a lot of time commitment, but I'm hoping that it sort of finds itself as it moves on.
What's your show of the summer that you're enjoying the most?
I would probably say Leftovers would be the show that I look forward to the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also enjoying Big Brother. Can't help it. I like that show.
Okay.
But there's nothing that, I sit on the couch waiting for. So it's summertime. It's light and breezy. Cover girl.
You're enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah. Out there, just sitting on my hammock.
Adam, anything you're enjoying this summer?
John Oliver's show. It's basically a summer show. I think it started in May, so go with that.
Jared's like cop out.
It started in like March, but we'll go with it.
No, it's just, episode 10 just aired.
He had a break. He was on a break.
10, and he had.
It doesn't matter.
He's had a couple weeks off.
It shows it.
It started like the week after Game of Thrones premiered.
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay, then.
But it's found itself in the summer, is what he's getting at.
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Drunk History has been good again this season, and
I've never seen it.
I gotta watch that show.
Nathan For You is good again. It's just a very, very strange show. And The Legend of Korra is good again.
That's a kids show, isn't it?
It's on Nickelodeon.
Is it a kids show?
I'm just being a jerk.
Yeah, we're lamenting the end of Sam and Cat on Nickelodeon. That's our big in our house. Pretty sad. Pretty sad.
The Hot Wives of Orlando is supposed to be good, but I have not watched it yet. It's a Hulu original.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's a parody of.
Yeah.
I'd like to watch that with Carrie and then point at her. And then, see, this is what they're making fun of that you love so much.
For me, it's a show I didn't expect to like as much as I do, but it's BBC America's The Musketeers. It's not too heavy. It's light. It's action. It's decently acted. It's a period show, so you get a lot of fun costumes and settings. I'm enjoying it.
And it's a story of men that are experts at making old-timey guns.
Yes.
And they go out and they dance around the town, the Musketeers.
Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with Alexander Dumas and his, Three Musketeers series of books and
Who say
stories.
what now?
Alexander Dumas.
Books?
Dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got Peter Capaldi, who we'll see at the end of August as the new Doctor Who.
Oh, my goodness. It's like almost like a Doctor Who prequel in a way.
Yes.
Exactly like
and he
Doctor
plays
Who.
exactly who you think he plays, Cardinal Richelieu. So there you go.
Nice, Jared.
That's it. Summer TV. We swooped back around to comment on what we had previously talked about to get some actual results. So bravo for us. Shane, you don't need to clap. I've got the clapping for you.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Don't I take a nap while you guys talk?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you can ask questions. So Adam, let's set the stage. How long ago was it when you decided to get the LASIK surgery?
I decided for sure in March.
Okay. And at that point, did you have a Groupon?
No.
But you knew that March was here. It's time to get LASIK. It's time to get a deal.
What I
And
decided.
I'm going to swoop everybody into my net.
What I decided was I've had contacts for a while, and I hated wearing them.
Yes.
Like I'd wear them for a day, and they'd be horrible to either get in or out. And so then I wouldn't wear them for a month, and then that contact was now not really good to wear anymore.
Sure.
And I had to throw it away, and that was a dumb waste of a few $100s of a box of contacts. And my glasses prescription had been the same, but I had the same pair of glasses for a couple years, and so I probably wanted a new pair of glasses. And I was like, man, this is dumb. Glasses are dumb.
They're dumb, Jared. And you learned that today. You've already learned that glasses are dumb.
So I said, well, how much? I have at work, we have a thing called an HSA. Maybe some of you have these at work as well. This is a health savings account to use pre-tax dollars for your
So you're essentially
costs.
saving a third off the top of the price if you use those.
I don't think it's a third, but yeah,
it's close to it. It's
okay.
It's pre-tax, so.
Yeah. So I had more money than my yearly deductible is in this HSA. It's not a use it or lose it thing like a flex spending. So I said to myself, we should treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself to a treatment.
So I said, all right, well, maybe I should think about getting LASIK.
Yeah.
And I started asking coworkers, and to my amazement, I have a lot of coworkers that had LASIK. But they had LASIK like 15 years ago and stuff. Like, at
it's
a
not
time,
like this is a new thing.
No, but it was like
back then I'd be scared.
You guys, yeah, exactly. Like
it was unproven.
They were brave.
Yeah.
So I started looking at reviews on the internet, and there was a couple places in the cities that have very good reviews, and one of them has exclusively good reviews.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll check them out, see how much it costs. And
what they don't tell you is that the people who give it poor reviews are the people they screw up. They just ramp up the power on the laser and vaporize them.
It's strongly possible.
They turn their eyes to ash, as someone said to me on Facebook. That's
like,
what's
oh
gonna happen to
no,
me.
we screwed up. Do you have a Yelp account? Yes.
Oh, he doesn't have a
Gone.
head.
Just gone.
Most people don't know that when your eyes disintegrate, your Yelp account also goes up with
Everything
it.
goes with it. It's just like a social media destructor.
So I went to this place, and they were like, "Yep," because not everyone can have LASIK. Depends on the thickness of your
cornea,
your wiener, and your cornea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, they looked at your wiener too.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
It's nice. There are a lot of pretty ladies that work there, so it was fine with me. And
that was completely unintentional, by the way.
The boner you popped in the middle of your
and them hiring pretty ladies.
Yeah, sure.
Good job.
So
right.
I was a candidate, and then they're like, "Here's how much it costs."
You're like, what? Your eyes popped out of your head.
It was within what I was expecting, but it was still like
they're probably on the higher. My guess is they're on the higher end of the
they're
spectrum.
right in the middle.
Are they really
in the region? Yeah,
that's ridiculous. By the way,
Yeah.
they use all the same tools.
It's very ridiculous.
We'll get into that.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to haggle or
and
anything.
after they approve you,
Yeah.
they're ready to sign you up. Like they've got the book.
Yeah.
Oh, we see that we've hacked into your Google Calendar, and we can see that you've got 18 possible dates.
Yeah. So I said, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll wait till the summer when I'm doing less stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, okay, well, we're gonna have a Groupon in June or July. So if it's a money thing, just wait for that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
if you're poor and you don't care about yourself.
And I was really appreciative. I was like, they don't have to
They don't
volunteer
care.
that
Yeah.
information. And then I was like, oh, I have to be that person that uses a Groupon for laser eye surgery.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a very good thing to cheap out on. But I'd already picked the place.
Well,
already.
Actually, they have a completely different laser system if you don't use the Groupon. It's just, if they don't slice anything. It just like it feels like one drop of water in your eye.
Yeah.
This one, it's almost like they're carving you out like a Thanksgiving turkey.
So I felt like it was okay, but I just had to make that explanation to everyone. I had already picked them out. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's been a months-long journey for me.
So you get this Groupon,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, hey, there's a way for Adam to get a better deal on this Groupon.
That is all I said was, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I had already bought it. I
Yep.
spent $300 on a Groupon.
Yep.
That takes $1,000 off surgery.
Yep.
So it's $700.
And I'll look at them
savings.
throw all this money around.
Yep. And I posted it on Facebook because there's a thing that said, if
Do
you
it.
get 2 friends to also use your referral, everyone saves $100 off.
Yes.
Everyone, 103.
Everybody.
103.
Yeah,
You
103.
get $103.
Yeah, it's
Jared gets
it's like
$103.
Oprah Winfrey. Jared could go in there, have supervision. If his vision's already perfect, they could make it better.
Yep. So I did, and you used it. Mandy used it. One of her old coworkers used it. I think another person.
I think
did
you
too.
had to have at least 4 or 5 people use that.
I think I did.
That was
Wow.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Impressive. Most impressive.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
Never has that ever happened. Like, whenever I'm like, hey, here's a cool deal for Fandango, it's like, no one actually.
Who cares about Fandango? It's a dumb name. Fandango's dumb.
So, that's how I saved, and all of my good friends saved an extra $100 on this medical venture.
Yeah. So Adam sends out this Facebook thing, and I'm like, I should give.
I didn't know you were even considering.
Well,
it.
It's always been in the back of my head, but I'm thinking, this is actually a pretty good deal. The clinic that we eventually went to is highly regarded. They do a lot of advertising. A lot of local celebrities go there, and they make sure that you know that when you are there. So I'm like, let's give this a shot and see what happens. And
basically, if Parks and Rec, if that town had a laser vision,
this would be that place. Except they would not be like morons or imbeciles running the show.
But Pert would definitely be one of the guys that got it done.
I'm Bert Hatley. Yeah. So I go in, and like you say, it's a 2-part process for the Lasik. You have to go in, get your consultation, and then you actually go in. If you qualify, then you go back in for your laser surgery. And I went in, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, because for some reason it had stuck in my head that, you were thinking about this for a long time. So I thought that you had made your appointment, and it took like months to get in there or something. I don't recall what it was. I don't pay attention to what you say most of the time.
That's
so
fair.
It all gets jumbled up. I go in, and they say, oh, you're a perfect candidate. Everybody's a perfect candidate. I've got great corneas, Jared. They're thick. My eyes are healthy.
Wow.
And that was just my dong.
You have corneas on your dong.
Yeah, I do. Supervision.
Corneal dong.
Super dong. And no, they're
It's a corn dong.
But it's amazing. You go in, and first of all, Adam, they go through this whole process like a super eye exam, and they dilate your eyes. And that was the most powerful dilation I've ever had in my entire life.
Yep,
I mean, it was almost knocked me on my butt.
Mandy got a migraine after hers.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the most. And when I did mine in March, there was still snow on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It hurt a lot.
So it was crazy. And the day that I went, it was an extremely sunny day. So it was essentially like a snow-covered day. But they scheduled me in my appointment 1 week from that day. They're like, you ready? Like, wow. Seriously, I figured it would be a month or something. And they're like, no, we can do this. But then you have to think about how fast the surgery actually is. I mean, it's about a minute per eye. It's not
a minute per eye. It's less.
They spend way more time prepping you and trying to make you comfortable.
Well, it's letting the sedative work its way through too.
It's a
which is, by the way, it's Sudafed PM. That was the
because
that's the sedative.
That's really all it is.
And by the way, when we get to the actual procedure, we'll draw a comparison between what my wife had and what we had for that type of stuff. But yeah, they within the 90 minutes of my eye appointment, I found out I had perfect eyes. I had an appointment set up for next week, and they pushed me out the door. And I walked outside. And I, by the way, when I left my house halfway to the appointment, I said to myself, son of a bitch, I forgot my sunglasses. This could this could be bad.
Yeah.
And I walk outside, and it was like the gates of heaven, because that's what it felt like. I said, I don't know if I don't know if I can drive home.
Not safe. Yeah.
So I drove home with my eyes squinted like this. And then I had like the visors down, and luckily it was a partly cloudy day, so sometimes the sun would be there, sometimes it wouldn't. And we're starting to get close to rush hour in Minneapolis, which can be tricky right around that area. And I swear to God, I've never driven impaired, like drunk or anything like this, but it had to be something like this. I mean, you know what? I was fine. Yeah. It wasn't, I wasn't like I was speeding. I got home. I was never in any danger of killing anybody, but I was legitimately nervous.
Yeah.
And
except for the entire 20-mile drive where you were driving a 4,000-pound metal machine.
Yes, exactly. So a week later,
1 week later,
I have my appointment scheduled that Friday.
Wavy lines.
Adam had his
last week.
So, and then Mandy, his gal, had hers like the day before I did.
His gal, his dame, his mall.
His dame, his broad. So let's talk. Adam, we haven't really talked about the clinic itself. You described.
Oh, you mean the Apple Store?
Yeah, he described it to me as 1 part Apple Store, 1 part really nice. I don't know. Like it's almost like a car dealership in a way. It's crazy. They clearly have done thousands and thousands and thousands of these procedures, so they have it down to a science. Exactly every part of the interaction between patient and employee. All of their pamphlets and their branding is very, very consistent. It's all very, very calculated. But I think they do that to make you comfortable with the procedure and to get good word of mouth, because I think they do a really fine job. It's just, you almost feel like you're being played when you go in there in a way. You know what I mean?
I think I know what you mean, but
you're not, but
right.
it's just like it's very, very calculated. Every step is very, very calculated.
You're being played in the same sense that any company like an Apple, where their brand is very important to them, how they come off.
Yeah.
But like, we live in this time now where, for better, probably not for better, but for better or for worse, our health and other things related to our health are based around us making informed decisions as consumers and buying the best product. It makes total sense that's how they would do it.
Yeah.
All this.
And you feel like even after the first appointment that you are pretty well educated on what happens and what your options are. And
they say if you expect 100% perfect vision after this, no issues at all, no halos or stuff with night driving. They said it's not ever going to be like you were born with perfect vision and it's always great.
Sure.
But I mean, that's good expectation set. So
because if you do have great vision, then bonus for us.
Yeah.
So the day of the appointment, let's talk Jared through what actually happens.
All right.
You go in.
Yeah, I want to know when the strip search happens.
You get a lot of chocolate.
Wow.
They offer a lot of food. This is not a place where you can't eat 24 hours. You probably could be wasted. They offer you a joint, to calm down.
Whoa.
Or weed, as the kids say.
Yeah.
No, you go in and they sit you down. They do the final eye check, if you will. And by the way, it took, for whatever reason, one of my eyes, they could not get the proper readings, and so I'm starting to get nervous. They had to check one eye probably 10 times. Like, boy, you get down, because it takes a series of pictures, and so you put your head in this little thing, and then you can see the monitor. Maybe you're not supposed to see it, but I could see it. And so it reads it, and then the pictures go tick, 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 across, and then they're all like very dark. And then the bottom ones, it looks like an overexposed, like bright white. And she's like, this doesn't seem to be working. The computer can't read it. Let's try it again. And we do it like 6 or 7 more times. And I'm thinking, the computer's going to get the wrong readings. It's going to cut a hole in my eye, and I'm not going to have a cornea at this point. So I'm starting to get a little nervous. I don't know if that happened to you, but
no,
it was nerve wracking. I'm getting scared.
Mine, they needed to do an extra one but it's because I know I moved my eye or I blinked. So I don't know what you were doing the whole time.
I'm thinking with my giant Forrest Gump forehead or my nose that maybe it's ruining the readings. I don't know.
I walked into that room and I was like, I'm not good at this, because the very first time when I had to get it done in March, it probably took me 4 or 5 to sit there.
You're going to see a blue cross right on your screen. Keep your eye on that blue cross. Don't blink. Whatever you do, don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. Okay, and you're good. You can blink. Oh, it looks like you blinked. Let's try that again. I mean, that's what they do the whole time. By the way, my nurse or assistant looks like a young Julie Louis-Dreyfus, by the way. She was very nice.
Yes. In fact, she is the one that recognized my Portal t-shirt.
Really?
And I immediately dumped Mandy.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She's very, very happy, very nice. I think she had a crush on me too, by the way.
No, just me.
Oh. So anyway, you go through this.
I suspect she has a crush on all of her patients.
What?
I'm just saying.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I'm the impartial
Linda
observer over here.
So this whole process takes 10 minutes maybe. Then they bring you into another room. And,
your lounge?
And everything is very, it's like, wow, I wish my house looked like this. And they're like, you get to sit over there in that comfy chair. So you sit in this chair, and it's like this leather recline chair in your back. And she's sitting like a regular doctor would, and you look like you're, at some sort of massage clinic.
Is Carrie in there with you at this
No,
time?
my father-in-law took me.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't want you anywhere near. I don't want you to see me acting like a baby when they're, melting my face off. So he's sitting in the back trying to get their Wi-Fi.
Did you check in on their iPad that they let you use?
I didn't. I used my phone. They
have iPads in all of these waiting rooms.
Yeah, nice. iPads everywhere. And I didn't know if you could use those or if those were just because they have like a promotional video the first time you go that you have to watch. I didn't know if that's what that was for.
Oh, no. Because they offered both for me and Mandy. They're like, hey, you can go on Facebook and
Pornhub.com. You were there.
And you can,
wow!
And you can check in, on there. So it's like, oh, you mean
sexy optometrists? Threesome. So this is the point, Jared, where they give you the light sedative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did it affect you right away, Adam?
I felt like it never affected me at all, but it could have, and I just didn't notice it. I did not feel drowsy.
When I got home, I was pretty drowsy. And you said it was just What?
It's 2 doses of Sudafed PM.
Okay.
That's literally all it is. Like, I'm
Okay.
not like making a joke.
So you
of
could
it.
set up your own LASIK clinic in your living room if you wanted to.
So when my wife went, and she got hers about 13 years ago, they gave her Valium, straight up Valium.
Oh,
Now,
And
what kind did she have? Did she have PRK? Or did she have the same thing we did?
I think she had the same thing we did.
Okay.
Yes.
Because with PRK, which they still do today, depending on how your eyes are set up, they do that, and it's a 3-week recovery.
Yeah, hers was not a 3-week
Okay.
recovery. So yeah, I mean, when they said light setup, I was thinking the way Carrie described hers was like, I didn't care about a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. And I cared about the whole thing, the whole process. I mean,
Yeah.
I was extremely aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
And I pride myself in being a guy that goes to the doctor and I can handle just about anything. I don't freak out about stuff, or at least I don't outwardly show it.
Well, you're volunteering to lose your vision for half a second.
I mean,
there.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm just nervous.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing is making me nervous, and there's nothing there that's forcing you to feel that way. It's just the situation.
But
itself.
here's what it is. With glasses, you didn't like them. You could see fine.
Yeah.
You're making the conscious choice
Yeah.
to say, no, wearing a lightweight piece of plastic on my face to give me perfect vision is
Yeah.
too much trouble. I want to do a voluntary surgery
Yeah.
with lasers to do that, to fix that.
Yeah. That's absolutely a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And if you read the fine print and all of these stuff they tell you to read, they don't mince words. You could have issues. You may have to come back. You could have worse vision.
no.
I mean, it's not. I think it's gotten better over time, but there are definitely cases of LASIK not working the way you want it to. So anyway, you take the light sedative. You sit there for another 20 minutes. They're letting it set up.
Yep.
And then the doctor comes in. Dr. Whiting, we'll use his name. And he's smooth as a baby's bottom. Nice guy. He gets you set up. He sets your expectations. It's going to be no problem. You'll be in and out. He brings you into another room
Did he talk about how good your eyes were?
Yes. Oh, great. You have really thick corneas.
He made me feel really good about my eyes.
He said
thick and long corneas.
You're in the 99th percentile.
I don't want to use the term beer can, but
Yeah.
your corneas are right in that ballpark.
He said, Shane, your eyes are the 99th percentile, meaning you will probably come out of here with better than 20/20 vision, and you will, more than likely, and you're should be good to go right away. I'm like,
Did you have an astigmatism or just myopia?
Nothing. It was just myopia.
Okay.
So I don't know what you had. I don't know your terrible eyes.
He just had a little dust in his eyes.
Yeah.
Just had to
All this.
just get that up.
So then one other thing, Jared, is that when the operating room is like, when they take you in, it's an all white room, except they've got mood lighting, and you can pick the color mood lighting.
What color did you pick?
I picked blue.
I picked blue.
which I was told good choice by young Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
What
She
music?
says that to everyone.
So then you can pick your music, and none of the topics or the things you could circle were really any music that I wanted to listen to.
Right.
no Purple Rain.
Well, because there's like rock, but it's like,
Yeah.
what if that's like Avenged Sevenfold
Yeah,
or something?
pop. What if that is Avicii? I don't know.
But
country.
they said then later on they're like, if you just have an artist that you like or your own playlist, well, that's
Yeah.
what I was like, oh,
Okay.
Like you're in there for a minute. Well, yes, I would like something from Pink Floyd that's an 18-minute song.
I've put together this playlist of 12 seconds of my favorite songs. So
I think I circled like meditative.
sure.
Which is supposed to be I'm like new age, I'm assuming. But then I said to young Julie, I said, really, what I would prefer is that the doctor. We play the doctor's favorite music because I want him to be as happy as he possibly can be.
Yeah.
And she's like, that is a choice. And I go, well, what is his music style? And she goes,
Gangster rap.
No, she goes, it's
NWA.
It's Simon and Garfunkel. I'm like, oh, well, the doctor. First of all, the doctor doesn't seem that much older than me. Is he 90 that he likes Simon and Garfunkel? And I said, at least it's not like modern
It's not
country.
Glenn Miller Band.
Yeah, I was like, so it's like, okay, I can do that. But when I actually get into the operating room, which looks like something out of 2001,
Yeah. In the best way possible.
yeah, in the best way possible. But I'm
Okay.
Still, it's 2001.
A lot of single point perspective. Got it.
They were playing like
That's for your
they were
Kubrick
playing
fans.
classical music that seemed like that was something out of A Clockwork Orange. By the way, when you go in,
Were there any Shining references that were going down the whole Kubrick oeuvre?
There was not. But when you go in, it's just this big long table, and then there's like this little bowl that you have to stick your head into that kind of supports your head, and that's when I started getting nervous. Like, okay, this is for real. I'm very aware of what's going on here. Now I'm nervous. I can feel my heart beating. And your girlfriend gave me great advice, by the way. She just said, Shane, just remember deep breaths, deep breaths. So I'm saying, am I wheezing? Can you hear me wheezing? You know.
So wait, at that point when your head laid down, did you hear any music anymore?
I did hear music.
I lost complete. I chose pop.
So it was you and Katy Perry, Firework, my inspiration song.
And I heard it. I don't know what it was when I walked in. I was like, well, it's KDWB. I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I laid down. I didn't.
It was a white noise machine,
basically. Like I heard
they weren't doing your
really
hearing.
nice, the really nice mother, my new mom, the older nurse lady.
All the younger nurses were out there, but then they had like the older nice lady.
She's my favorite person.
Yeah.
So all I heard was her and the doctor talking.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job, Adam. There was no music playing as far as
I heard
concerned.
it all. Trust me. So when they get your eye ready, let's talk about the process for that.
It is the Clockwork Orange at that point.
It is a Clockwork Orange, and in general, no one is ever used to your eyes being manipulated that way. It's just you're not. It is a nightmare scenario. Not that it, I was feeling it was a nightmare, but it's things you'd see in a horror movie.
Yep.
So the first thing they do is they put tape over your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
And your eyelashes, yeah.
It's tape, and then they put a cup over this eye, and then after that. They put
a clamp in.
They put a clamp in your eye, and you can feel it really tight on the edges.
It bruised. I got a bruise here on one side of my nose.
And the clamp moment was like, holy shit! Like this is serious.
There's no going back.
And it was uncomfortable. I wouldn't say that it hurt,
right?
But it definitely was uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then they put something else on top of that felt like it was a contraption that locked into it.
That's just, I think,
Is that part of it?
It's the clamp part of the clamp.
Okay, so now your eyes wide open.
Yep.
They're putting drops in your eyes. It's very, like, you have drops in your eyes. It's wet.
Yeah.
But this is a different wet feeling.
Well,
right?
it's also you can't feel anymore after the 18 drop. Like they're just like shooting it in your eye, and then your eye has no feeling anymore.
And so this is where it starts to get a little hazy on the parts of what happens.
Oh well, I watched Mandy's, so I can tell you.
Okay, so tell me what this is.
Now,
I didn't want anybody watching this, by the way.
I said sure, keep it open for me, and Mandy was like, I'm not watching because she was getting it done a week later.
Was there like a screen that you could watch it on, or were you just watching it from like the side?
Yes, I watched because they did the closer. You know how there were two beds there. They did the closer one, so I could watch.
Okay, I was way far away.
Now,
put me in the other room. Put me across the street in the freeway. What?
Did you get microblade or all laser?
I got something where they cut the cornea.
Okay, so that's
the expensive one, which is strange. That's the more expensive.
No, then you got the all laser.
Oh. Okay, well, whatever mine was, it was more expensive.
Okay. Was it 2,800 after the Groupon?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the more expensive.
Is that what you got too?
No.
Oh, so mine was worse.
Yours was more expensive.
Okay.
But mine had the blade. Yours had the laser.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
I thought there was a blade on mine too.
I don't
but they do cut a flap though.
Kind of, but they do it with a laser, not with a blade.
Oh God! Now yours is not even worse. Now I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
So what happens is,
how does yours get cheaper when you have worse vision than me?
Because I had the cheaper option.
I thought that
you could have done either one.
After when it was all said and done, it was 1,700.
Yeah. Okay. Then we had the same one. We both had microblade.
Yeah. I know that there was a blade involved.
Yeah.
You don't see a blade though, Jared.
No.
Same.
No. All right. Anyway,
get that laser sound effect
here's
ready.
What they did because
close.
I watched Mandy's.
Okay.
This is what they do. They cut a flap in your cornea.
Yes.
They flip that flap up.
And you can feel them flipping that flap up. I could feel it.
I couldn't feel any of
that.
And
I could feel them flapping it down too.
I saw. Okay. Then they use the laser.
They tell you to look at a red light.
Yeah. And I said, I don't know what that looks like because I can't see red.
Like, stop!
Maybe we should have asked this question earlier.
They're like, do not look at the green laser. Only look at the red laser.
And it's weird, Jared, because the red laser, and when you first see it, it is a tiny dot.
Yep.
But after they start doing stuff, it spreads out to like a million dots. And that's when your vision goes away. Like when they flip that cornea up, it's a whole different world, buddy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
So the cornea goes up, they shoot the laser in there and reshape everything. They are, especially for you and Mandy, you guys don't have astigmatism, so they're following a real basic template, basically.
Yeah.
You had 2.85 myopia in one eye. There's like a laser template for that.
Gotcha.
So he makes sure it's all right and everything.
And they talk as they're doing it. Like the nice mom nurse will be like, 4221. Okay, we're halfway done. 7262. 4120. 1/4 done. You're almost there, Shane. That's what she does.
Yes.
That's exactly.
Yes.
And we're done.
Wow.
Great job, Shane.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're doing this, at least for me, my face, I was like this. And they're like, Shane, you really need to relax your face. So I'm taking these breaths to just. Because it's a lot of pressure with that thing on your eye. I mean, you feel it in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So then after they shoot the laser and you're all done, then is the worst part because they lay the flap, your cornea back down.
Yes, and it's like they're doing it with a butter knife.
Okay. So here's what I see. And I don't want to dissuade people from getting LASIK. So I apologize.
It's very fast, Adam.
Yes.
I mean, it's seriously, it's a minute.
It's way less than a minute.
Yeah.
It is.
It felt like 4 hours, but it is less
Mandy
than a
said
minute.
that too. I was amazed at how. That's a BFG right there, I think.
That's the really affordable surgery. That was like $1.99.
Right. Just go in and just.
So as they lay your cornea, they lay the flap back
Yeah.
down. They use a tool, like you said, like a butter knife, or some very tiny little.
You can
squeegee.
feel it. It's a squeegee because you feel water like running down. Like, wow, I'm at the car wash right now.
So I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
But your vision comes back at
Yeah.
that point, and I was like, oh, they're like waving a thing over my head. That's weird. And then I was like, oh man, that's not over my head. That's on my eye.
It's on your eye. You're feeling someone
Yeah.
waving. You can feel a flap on your eyeball being squeegeed. And then they say, let's do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one eye.
Yeah.
But then
Oh, you do both eyes. Oh my god.
and then they have to like undo that clamp,
Yeah.
and it's uncomfortable when they undo it, and it's like a suction cup. It goes.
Mine didn't.
No, it was.
What's wrong with your face?
That's exactly how it was. It just was. It just you're not used. Like I said, you're not used to that kind of operations
So-
going around your eyeball.
You kept calling us a horror story, like as we led up to it, and I thought you were joking. Because here's how I felt during it.
I was very nervous.
They taped my eye up. That was uncomfortable. But whatever. They put the clamp in. Again, uncomfortable. After they put the clamp in and they say, "Hey, we're going to start," from then until taking the clamp out and untaping your eyes, I would say is most likely 25 seconds.
I think it was longer than
I
that.
really don't.
I think it was longer than that.
No.
I have no opinion.
Jared, you side with me.
And then you switch eyes and you do it all over again on the other side. Now, I mean, my concern was, what if my eye twitches?
Yeah, I thought about that
What
too.
So as I watched Mandy's, her eye was up on the monitor. Her eye did not move even
Really?
a millimeter. It must just be something with what's going on with the numbing, with that clamp. It did not shift at all.
But did you feel like when you were trying to look at the laser, like your eye was shifting a little? Because
Yeah.
I sort of felt like, you're trying to focus on it, and especially, it's easy when like there's a blinking camera light right there. You can focus on that. But when that thing spreads out, like where do you look?
Well, and
I mean, seriously, that's how you're feeling. Like, I'm going to screw up my vision because I'm not looking the right place.
well, but the laser readjusts. It's like 1,000 times a second or
Yeah.
something. It's not, going to just blast off.
But you
on-
really did do your due diligence. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah. So then the honestly, the only bad part for me was the drive home.
Did you drive home?
Yeah, I drove myself home. No.
You're not supposed to do that, by the way, Jared.
Mandy drove me home.
Yeah.
and I
Adam's
kept-
his own man. He'll do what he wants.
Right. I kept my, I actually bicycled home. Biked home.
Well, they didn't say anything about biking.
Right.
Yeah. That's safe.
Um,
There's trails all over town.
Yeah.
States' rights. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So I kept my eyes closed the whole drive home.
Sure.
And I didn't really have to. I could kind of squint if but I wanted to, do everything correctly. And I have control issues. So Mandy is a good driver. She's never gotten in an accident. But I was
She's a female.
I was
remember?
terrified the entire drive home.
Okay.
The whole way because
Yeah.
I could not see what was happening. That was way more unnerving than anything else, except right as the surgery started. Because what I vocalized earlier by saying like I'm volunteering for this.
Yeah.
I noticed near the end of my first eye, I was just squeezing the hell out of my fingers. Like I needed, because you lose vision briefly.
Yeah.
Like
It just goes away.
It's all gone.
Sure.
What is it, white or black?
For me, it was like if you stare at a light too long, and it's like you kind of get
That's
like the
what
dots.
and it just sort of the dots. That's exactly what it was. You're seeing your cones in the back of your
and
your
I
eye.
have fewer cone or rod. I don't know which one it is.
Okay.
Colorblind people are missing one.
Yeah.
So I was squeezing my hand because I needed
That's
to
how,
like
with
be
me
there.
that was like my face like this. That's what I was doing.
Well, at least the thing I was doing was far away from the
Yeah.
thing being operated.
Like, Shane,
on.
are you okay? I mean, people don't normally do that. You look like Sloth.
So, but like seriously.
Ruth.
So
Yeah.
okay, that's the surgery.
Sure.
How quickly afterwards were you playing video games?
I have yet to play video games. So,
How quickly afterwards did you watch TV?
not till later that night. So,
Okay, but later that night.
So what they suggest to you, Jared,
Yes.
is you should go home and sleep. They say because the majority of the itchiness and the uncomfortableness happens right away.
Yep.
And I didn't really have a problem doing that. Like when I got home, it was itchy, and the best way to describe it, Carrie said it felt like sand in her eyes.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like there was a hair on my eyeball, and you know, like you had a hair in there, you can't get it out. That's what it felt like. So you just wanted that to go away. So I took a nap, and I woke up around 8.
Okay.
Actually, Carrie and Audrey got home around 5, and then I just like, hey, leave me alone. I'm sleeping. And then I got up at 8 and had dinner, and it wasn't too bad. Like one of my eyes felt fine, and then the other one was a little itchy. And then as I started putting more of the drops in, yeah, that made it kind of go away. And for the most part now, my eyes feel fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, very fast recovery.
2 days ago.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you went back for your first.
Mhm.
Did they tell you what your new eyesight is?
They
one day
said
later?
they said right now I'm at 2015.
Okay. Mandy was at 2015 the next day too.
Yeah.
I'm at 2020, which probably will get back to 2015 in one of the eyes, maybe
Yeah.
both. Yeah, Mandy, maybe you too. They said you might even get better than 2015
Yeah,
right now.
it's possible. But the interesting thing is that your vision isn't necessarily perfect. I mean, things are blurry and fuzzy, and they sort of it's in a weird way. It comes and goes. It's not always what you think it should be, and I think your eyes get fatigued as well.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like, not wearing glasses or wearing glasses when I'm tired. That's a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't done night driving yet, I assume.
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't, but I haven't had an issue with haloing too much, even
It's-
outside looking at stuff.
Yeah, I didn't until I went to a soccer game.
Yeah.
And the game let out at 10.
Yeah.
And that's the only time, and it wasn't bad. But that's the only time I've noticed it. And the way, like, their brochures talk about haloing and glaring and stuff like that, and they made it sound way worse than
Yeah.
it is. Like, it was.
I mean, I get a little bit of it from these lights here, but also I've got the drops in, and those are sort of.
Radar.
It's a bionic eye.
I like it. But overall, I have to say it's been pretty nice. The weird thing is waking up in the morning and automatically reaching for your glasses and then realizing you don't need to do that. Or like I'll get up in
So
the
now
morning.
you just put like a nice slice of fruit there.
Yeah, I get a nice papaya.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get up in the morning. I get up and I take a shower, and then I'll get my glasses after I'm done with all my showers. So that's part of my habitual patterns. And I'll walk into the bedroom and be like, "Hey, I don't have to do that
Because
I got bionic eye."
those didn't sound as good as I hoped they would. Oh well.
So Adam,
Yes.
you're the same way, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
weird that you have to break these patterns that you have.
My thing was I kept trying to take my glasses off to put the drops in.
Yeah,
Like, I can see. Nope. And it's been a week and 2 days.
yeah, you're way beyond what I.
I don't feel that way anymore.
Yes.
But just yesterday, I was driving and I took off my sunglasses for a minute, and because it was cloudy, and Mandy looked over and she was like, "How are you driving without glasses?"
Yeah,
And
like,
then
oh, it all
right,
makes sense now.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing that you have to be careful about is rubbing your eye, obviously early, and you want to do that all the time. And the more you shouldn't do it, you feel like you need to. So that's the big issue. And the other weird thing is that I don't like it when I look at my eyes, and I've got giant bruises like above my eye. That's gross, but I swear to God, I can see the cut on my cornea.
You can't see the cut.
That's what I swear. It's there.
You can't see it.
Jared, laser beam.
Well, you've got a giant cornea, so
Yeah,
you
I've
know.
got big, thick corneas. I'm going to write that down. So I don't forget.
big thick cornea dong. That's the thing.
Perfect. So there we go. Would you recommend it to a friend, to a stranger?
I would 100%, with the caveat that don't blame me if it goes wrong.
Yeah. And that's what they say when they do your surgery. Don't blame us if it goes wrong. You know what the problem is here, buddy.
Literally every person I talked to said their biggest regret was not getting it done earlier. And I mean, I get that because eventually we're all going to go farsighted.
They like to tell you that, by the way, all the time. You know that you're 40, your eyes are going to go bad and your corneas are going to flatten and harden, and you're going to have reading glasses. So get ready for it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But
guys.
I'd much rather have a pair of
Cheaters.
$5 cheaters that I don't fucking care if I lose.
Is that what they
them.
call them? Cheaters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But here, have you done?
I
this?
guess I'm not in the club of glasses wearers, so I don't know
No.
this term.
You'll need them eventually too.
Maybe.
God damn it.
Probably. My mom
He's a
wears them,
perfect genetic
Have
specimen.
you started buying the most stupid pairs of cheap sunglasses?
I haven't
now?
not gone to get sunglasses, but I'm excited to actually
I
get a pair
bought
of
three pairs of
but
sunglasses.
you get any and Kanye glasses? Like
What do
with
they
the
look
window
like?
shade ones?
Tell me what they look like.
I have a pair of wraparound glasses I wear for softball that have camouflage. The plastic is camouflaged.
Obnoxious.
They're stupid.
They are dumb.
I thought you were just saying, dumb sunglasses, but you actually are trying to find the worst sunglasses on the planet.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
because you can.
I went to what's the Walker concert? The concert at the Walker Art Center. Rock the Garden. I went to Rock the Garden where the Current was giving out free sunglasses. I did not have LASIK at the time, but I said I'm saving these stupid sunglasses.
They're
These will
hipster.
be relevant.
Do they have a little curly mustache hanging out the bottom?
And I have a pair of fake. What are the big aviators? Yeah, a pair of fake aviators.
I like to get a pair of those.
Those are the chocolate bandit mask.
The Bane mask.
Chocolate bandit mask? Is that what you said? Please translate. Chocolate,
It's a Stern reference.
chocolate bandit mask.
Yeah. It's when you get teabagged, but you have chocolate pudding on your. Yeah.
I got it.
And I took my prescription sunglasses. I told you about this earlier. I popped out the lenses, the prescription lenses, and put in replacement.
Cool. Yeah, definitely tell me about that. I kind of want to get a pair of white Ray-Bans.
Guys, I'm just trying to
That's what I would
contribute.
like to get.
Just trying to
Jared, you
participate.
did contribute. We can look at you. We can bounce ideas off of you.
I can go to Sunglass Hut now.
Yeah.
And they're all stupid, ridiculous. $200 sunglasses.
Never.
I don't need to buy those, but I can consider buying them.
I know.
And then I can go to Target or an online ripoff store and buy something there.
Fist bump. Boom.
It's just a shame that our sponsorship by Warby Parker is now a complete waste.
It's gone. I know. Sorry, guys.
No, you can still go. You can still go to Warby Parker. Just you have to pop out the prescription.
Can't they
lenses.
give you just untreated lenses?
I thought Warby Parker only does prescription glasses.
Oh, those sons
Don't
of
they?
bitches. We'll research
that's all
it.
they
I don't know.
We'll research it.
They're not a sponsor, so I don't care.
We don't care. So, Jared, how about this? We'll check out our sponsorship situation. We'll take a quick break.
Wait, what's next summer's surgery that we're gonna do?
That's a
I
good
say
question.
all three of us do it.
I think we should let the listeners decide.
Okay.
Breast implants would
They
be
should,
would be high on my
I was
list.
hoping vestigial tails.
Oh.
Maybe.
How about horns?
Well, I already have them under
Yeah.
my hair.
I think
That's
if the listeners have an idea of what an elective surgery that all three of us can participate in next summer, send your ideas.
All right.
No matter how crazy, we will entertain them. Maybe we'll have some sort of bracketed tournament to decide the winner.
Is piercing considered a surgery in this?
I would not get a piercing.
I'll leave it up to
what about a
leave it up to
tattoo?
the listeners.
Yeah, but if listeners throw it out there, we'll see. Okay. All right, so take a quick break. We'll be back with more Scope right after this.
Look out for the laser! It's the scope. Under the scope.
Ooh, very, very exciting under the scope.
That was a last minute change for me. I just threw that in there. I'm like, we need the laser one.
I like it, Jared. You are.
I think on my feet.
he
I had
thinks
plenty
on
of
his
time to
feet.
think about it too while you guys talked about your thing.
Under the scope. What does that mean, Jared? Under the scope.
I like it when Jared won't respond to you and just plays sound effects or bumpers.
Well, our
instead.
listeners know what it is. Of
Under the
course, it's
scope.
coming soon.
It's the segment where we go and we look at things. We examine them.
Yeah.
Or
And
we tell you what's coming soon.
and then we shoot into their thick corneas. Adam,
Yeah.
what do we got?
All right, we've got music. There's not that much coming out in the summer.
It sucks,
I
doesn't
don't know
it?
if summers have always been this way, but for music, we've
I think
got,
it's been worse than normal
okay.
this summer.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. We have an album by them. I have not heard any songs from it yet. Though.
He's
I
on
don't
the
know about
cover
you
of the
guys.
latest Billboard magazine.
Yeah.
The newly redesigned Billboard magazine.
I have not heard of this band,
Okay.
but I know
Who cares, right?
one person in my household has. Adalatis Way. The top,
Let me
the
look
top
up
one.
this.
Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't.
I don't know how
Haven't
she
heard-
did. And Theory of a Dead Man.
Okay.
That's another band.
It is a band.
That is a band.
It's the theory, though. It's not the
They
actual.
were a 90s band. weren't
It's
they?
not. It's
They're
not
back?
the
Continue?
law or rule of a dead man. It's the theory right
Theory.
now. Just like the theory of evolution. It's not proven.
Ditto.
Have they used the scientific method to see if this madman theory is
Dead man.
dead man
Oh, God.
theory?
We're in trouble, guys.
Movies.
We're running long. It's over an hour here.
Yeah.
Jared needs LASIK tongue surgery.
All right, movies. We've got Get On Up, the James Brown. What do you guys say? Biopic or biopic?
Biopic. I say
Biopic.
biopic.
I think it should just be hyphenated. This movie.
Why would you hyphenate James Brown? I don't.
That's why, right there. Another movie with. Do you think Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer
get up
are
and do my
actually the
thing.
same lady?
What? Yes.
Because they're always in the same movie together. Dan Aykroyd also stars.
Great. For all you Dan Aykroyd fans.
They are legion.
DVD and Blu-ray. We've got Noah and related.
Noah.
Yeah. Will I see that movie, Jared?
Noah.
But will I see it?
Noah.
Right.
And relatedly, The Other Woman also comes out this week.
Will I see that
Combo
movie,
pack.
Jared?
Noah.
Similar to last week, really great video game selection. We've got Firefall. I don't know. Lego Ninjago.
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 That's always been a point of controversy with some of my friends.
Nindroids.
Nindroids. I like that. Nindroids.
Rogue Legacy. It's
right.
a PC game right now only. It's coming out for the PS3, PS4, and PlayStation Vita with cross-play functionality, if you happen to have 2 of those 3. Last of Us Remastered. This is the PS4 Game of the Year edition for The Last of Us. If I had a PS4, I would play that. I would buy that because I didn't have a PS3.
Well, it's depressing.
Can I just borrow? When can I just have your PS3? When are you going to let me do that?
Can't do it. I can still sell it for over $100.
All right. Once you get to that point where you don't sell it,
Are you holding
and
on to it for
still
a reason?
have
Do you have
it?
games
I want
to
to
play?
get. I want to get it. Sell it through Amazon. I just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
do that, so I stopped
It's
waiting.
not getting any more expensive.
And Pinball
It
FX
goes. The price
2.
fluctuates up
Does
and
it
down.
really?
Because it's one of the PlayStation 3s that has backwards compatibility. So
Oh.
it's a little
like a
more.
release
It's a little more
edition.
meaningful than other.
So that's it for what's coming out
But
on my
wait,
list.
Jared,
But wait,
there'd be one more thing.
there be.
Hit it or miss it. Hit of the week. Hit it or miss it. Miss of the week. Look out!
You're subject to my whim on that one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jared,
Yes.
the ball is in your court.
This is an easy pick. It is a hit, and it is the Marvel movie Guardians of the Galaxy coming out August 1st.
Is it going to be good?
It's going to be good.
Have we heard any?
I've just seen the first scene clip
Yeah.
released from it,
Yes.
and it looks funny.
Everything looks good.
All right.
I'm
really hopeful.
very positive. I think it's going to be a smash hit. I think it's going to be a good film. Now the question is, will people go see it?
Right.
That's the question. So
I
I'm
think
picking.
I think people are hungry for a good movie this summer, Jared, because there hasn't been a lot of them.
You say that, but I think we've seen a lot of good movies.
Hasn't.
All right. You know, we just gave 3 stars to Rise of the. Or sorry, I did it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. But there hasn't been like
Hercules was a smash hit that we did not see coming.
I think this movie is going to capture the zeitgeist, is what I'm saying. This is going to be the must-see movie of the summer.
Really?
Yeah, it's coming
Like,
in August.
Something About Mary was that summer it came out.
Exactly.
So
I saw that in the movie
go-
theater 3 times, by the way.
I think I did too.
Brett Favre. So that's my pick. It's a hit.
Favor.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy. You will see it. You know you'll love it. Check it out.
Under the scope.
We've been here so long, I might have to do another LASIK eye drops. Jared,
We have a comment.
hit
This
it.
one comes from John Norton, frequent commenter. He says, here's something I was actually wondering about recently. When I first started listening to the show, you guys used your sound drops almost as if they were collectively the show's 4th host. So much so that I edited in tons of Tom Cruise one-liners during your appearance on my show. In the past couple of years, those drops have almost completely disappeared, except for the occasional not hot and double bitches. Where is it?
Double bitches.
There we go. Was this a conscious choice to lose the high amount of drops during the show, or did Mr. Cruz, Mr. Roth, and Mr. Cloverfield Monster just sort of naturally phase out of your current product? So, I sort of thought about this, and it wasn't necessarily a conscious drop, and it was sort of a combination of things. Number one, I thought a lot of the sound effects were getting kind of stale. We've used them a lot, and I didn't enjoy using them as much. And so that means we need to do a refresh. And I've been trying to add things here and there, but
Yeah.
you know, I have a lot of other scope production duties, and so getting to the sound effects is always kind of at the bottom of the list, and I never get to it. So maybe I'll make a more concerted drop. Obviously, the last couple shows I've been adding in more stuff because you called attention to it. The other thing is in the last year we added the video part of it, and that sort of occupies part of my time. Not as much when it's just, now that I've got the separate cameras and it's just the three of us, we're not doing a Skype conversation or anything like that. I don't have to monitor as much, but before, when we were doing webcams into a computer or we were bringing someone else into the conversation via Skype or something, it's just an extra technical piece that I have to sort of monitor during the show, so that leaves me less time and less brain cycles to work sound effects into the conversation. So that's it.
We did talk about having us have the ability to trigger sound effects. That was part of the conversation.
Now that because I use Soundboard on the Mac, and you bought the wrong app, but
well, I can buy another app.
Right. So there's a $3 Soundboard remote app, which then when you're on the Wi-Fi,
Adam's already getting it.
I think it's only for iPad. But so if you're on the Wi-Fi, if you're on Wi-Fi here, you can connect to this library, and then you can trigger sounds as well. That's a thing we can do.
I just wanted to chime in with John. I love the sound effects, but
Yes.
I know that it was hard for Jared to do everything at the same time, and it's always been in the back of my mind that there would be. Maybe we'd get together at some point and do a giant sound effect search. Like we just spend a day doing it and just trying to get stuff into it. But I think that needs to be on our list of things to do.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it adds to the show.
I think there's always going to be a core group of sound effects that I always go to. I mean, you always have these things. You've always got that, this, that stuff. You've got that at the beginning of every show. There's always a core group of ones I'm going to use, but I think that we need to bring in... Shut up, Timpani. I think we need to bring in more. Like we brought in the...
Bitches. Double bitches.
That stuff like that. We've got...
Wow. What a champion.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That...
Adam has it exactly right.
You know, there's some new stuff I've been bringing in. It's just a matter of collecting it and getting it on the board. And, you know, there it is. And just for you, John Norton. There's that. And then we'll do this. So there you go.
Oh, I miss Tom. Yeah, we were talking about how old that Tom Cruise sound effect was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was back in the Oprah couch jumping days. That's how long ago it was, Adam.
And your glib was a few weeks after that.
Yeah, that was a great moment in pop culture history.
Where is it?
You're glib.
Yeah. That's all from that interview he did in like an airplane hangar.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what it was?
Shane interviews Tom Cruise in his airplane hangar. All right, Jared. So any other comments?
Yeah, if you have some sound effects to suggest to us.
Or send to us.
Send
us a
You
sound
can do that
effect.
at comments@thescopeshow.com. You can call our voicemail line at 612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673. You can also get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr. All those links are at our website at thescopeshow.com. Or you could watch us on video, where I'm paying attention to video and not playing sound effects, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thescopeshow. Patreon, it's a thing. Look it up. That's all I got, Shane.
All right, terrific. Well, it's been one hell of a long show. I want to thank the Lasik. Whoa, the Lasik people. Do you hear that, Jared?
Nope.
All
On
right,
your
it's
end.
just on our end. We'll figure that out later. I want to thank Adam. I want to thank Jared. I want to thank our listeners. All right, Jared, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. We'll talk to you next time.
You're the worst.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. The days shall pass as if they were but a moment. And Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying adios. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.